learners, I welcome you again in the lecture series of Database Management Systems. So in our last few lectures, already we have completed the basic year modeling and extended year modeling. Those students who have missed my lecture, I will tell them, please watch those videos so that you can follow today's lecture and some other lectures that will be coming very soon. Now, why we are doing this year modeling? The only one objective of doing year modeling is that we can design the database. So for designing the database, after drawing the year modeling, what we have to do? Now we have to map those year modeling diagrams into table structure. Those tables will constitute our database. That means our sole objective is to design the tables. So in our 3 consecutive lecture sessions, we will learn first how we can map normal regular entity with simple attributes, if the regular entity is having complex attributes, and if the regular entity is having multivalued attributes. Then in next video lecture, we will learn how I can map normal binary 1:1 relationship, 1:m relationship, or m:(n) relationship in table structure. And ultimately, we will learn how we can map a weak entity into table structure. That means how I can show the existence dependence in the table structure. And finally, we will learn how I can map a ternary relationship in table structure. So this particular lecture series, it will be a very interesting one. So my dear students, let's start learning how I can map any year modeling diagram into table structure.
We will first start with regular entities, means normal regular entities, no specialized kind of thing. Now we will see 3 different cases of regular entity. We will learn how we can map regular entities in table structure which is having simple attributes. That means we will first try to learn mapping regular entities which are having simple attributes. Okay. Then we will learn how we can map regular entity with composite attributes. Understood? And then we will learn mapping regular entity having multivalued attributes. So in this particular video, I will teach you only this part. Okay. And the rest of the things will be taken care of, as I already told you, in my future 2 lectures. Now, as we can see, there is a suppose customer entity. Understand? This customer entity is having some simple attributes like customer name, customer ID. If I consider customer address for the timing as simple attributes only. But actually you can understand that customer address may not be simple. So in that case, what we will do, I will tell you just within few minutes. So let's consider that customer is an entity with these 3 simple attributes. Then what I have to do? I have to just map the entity customer into the table. Means I will form a table which has got the same name as that of the entity. That means I will form a table named as customer. Understand? This is the first step. And then whatever be the attributes are there for customer entities, they will be just normally mapped into the relation or table structure. So you can see that this customer table has got only 3 attributes: customer ID, customer name, customer address. But remember, I have assumed that customer address is a simple attribute. Okay. But suppose if I don't consider customer address as the simple attribute, then what will happen? Then definitely customer address will be the composite one. So let's take the same entity customer, but it is right now having another attribute customer address, which we earlier considered as simple. Actually, it's not that simple. It is a composite attribute. So what shall I do whenever I want to map this kind of regular entity into table structure? First step is common. That means you take the name of the entity and form a table which has got the same name as that of the entity. That means here the entity name is customer, so table name will be also customer. Step 1 is not a problem. Step 2, you keep all the simple attributes intact, but you decompose composite attributes into several simple attributes. Like over here, you can see from this ERD diagram, I have given that customer address has got street, city, state, and zip. These are the attributes of customer address. So I will form street, city, state, and zip as simple attributes, and I will include them in the table structure itself as simple attributes. Understand? That means now our customer table will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 columns: customer ID, customer name, street, city, state, zip. Understand? Now, if you ask me, ma'am, if I decompose customer name also in first name, last name, yes, you can do it. In that case, you have to make another column for that. Means first name will be in one column, second name will be, or last name will be in another column. Understood? In this way, you can decompose the composite attributes in the table structure itself. Now we will see how I can map regular entity which is having multi-valued attribute. Let's take another example. Suppose I have got employee entity with multi-valued attribute skill, because employee ID, employee name, qualification, they are all simple attributes. So they will be kept as it is. I won't change these 3 attributes, employee ID, name, and qualification, because they are already simple attribute. But what about skill? Skill is not a simple attribute, it's a multi-valued, because employee can have multiple skills. Maybe he is knowing Java, he is knowing C, he is knowing C++, he is knowing C++. That means he has got 4 skills, right? So in that case, skill is a multi-valued attribute. So how I should take care of that kind of multi-valued attribute? Now look at the step 1. Step 1 says that you have to make 2 new relations. Okay, the first table contains all the attributes except the multi-valued one. That means now you can see from here, employee table will have employee ID, employee name, and qualification. You can see skill column is omitted, right? And step 2 suggests that the second table contains 2 attributes. It must have 2 attributes, and those 2 attributes, they form the primary key of the second table. First attribute should be the primary key of the first relation, means employee ID, as in this case. And this from the first relation, this becomes a foreign key in the second relation. And second is the multi-valued attributes. And taken together, means employee ID and skill taken together, they will form the primary key of this particular employee skill table. Understood? So these 2 make up the primary key of the second table. So you have understood, this is a very simple case how you can map normal regular entity which is having composite attributes, simple attributes, or multi-valued attributes. You have learned, isn't it? That means if I give you a regular entities with this kind of attributes, immediately you can give me some table structure. And once the table structure is formed, then we give it to our coder. Then coder will simply write create table command using SQL, okay? Or if it is Oracle, right? So using some query language, he or she will write the code for the table creation. Understood? That means as a database designer, I have to provide all this table design to the coder. So a database designer's salary is that's why it's so high in a company, because he manages the whole scenario. He or she takes the business logic, and from there he or she can get the ERD diagram, and from ERD diagram he or she can get the table structure. And that's all. So let's conclude over here, and let's stop. In our future lecture, in our next lecture, we will see some more cases where will be mapping ERD diagram into table structure. So stay tuned and always remain happy, my dear learners. Hope you're enjoying, and you can give some comments in the comment section. Thank you so much for your patient hearing.